Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl who lived in a village near the forest. Her grandmother had made her a beautiful red cloak with a hood, and she loved it so much that she wore it all the time. Everyone in the village called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother asked her to take a basket of food to her sick grandmother, who lived deep in the forest. Remember, her mother warned, don't talk to strangers and stay on the path. As Little Red Riding Hood was walking through the forest, she met a sly wolf. "Where are you going, little girl?" asked the wolf. Not knowing the danger, Little Red Riding Hood answered, "I'm going to my grandmother's house to bring her some food." The wolf, thinking of a wicked plan, suggested, "Why don't you pick some flowers for your grandmother?" Excited by the idea, Little Red Riding Hood wandered off the path to gather flowers, while the wolf hurried to the grandmother's house. When the wolf arrived, he knocked on the door. "Who is it?" called the grandmother. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf replied, disguising his voice. The grandmother, who was weak and sick, told him to come in. The wolf immediately pounced on the grandmother and locked her in the closet. He then put on her nightgown and cap, and climbed into her bed, waiting for Little Red Riding Hood. Soon, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at her grandmother's house. She noticed something was different. "Grandmother, what big ears you have," she exclaimed. "The better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf replied. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have," she said. "The better to see you with, my dear," the wolf answered. "Grandmother, what big teeth you have," Little Red Riding Hood said in surprise. "The better to eat you with," the wolf roared as he jumped out of bed. Just as the wolf was about to pounce on Little Red Riding Hood, a woodcutter, who had been passing by, heard the commotion and rushed into the house. He quickly fought off the wolf, rescued the grandmother from the closet, and saved Little Red Riding Hood. Grateful and relieved, Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother thanked the brave woodcutter. They all learned an important lesson that day: always listen to your parents and be careful when walking through the forest. The end.